Yo, how's it going everyone? This is Co-House Agent Kud speaking, and welcome to the next 5-minute review, more or less, of a game called Swag and Sorcery. Grind for resources, manage your own fantasy village, create and equip your heroes, and send them to collect swag in Swag and Sorcery, a new streamlined RPG from the creators of Punch Club and Graveyard Keeper. Ooh, that's neat. It's from the creators of Graveyard Keeper. So if anyone didn't know, Graveyard Keeper is a game where you play as this Graveyard Keeper, and basically you just end up surviving, or you basically live off your days by like harvesting organs from dead bodies, burning them if you don't need them, like growing crops in order to use as energy. But it's actually a pretty good game. I didn't know it was made by those same creators. Either way, release date the 9th of May 2019, developer by Lazy Bear Games and Ouroboros Games, publisher Tiny Build. How the game plays, you pretty much play as your main character. You know, you get one character to begin with, and you send them off to an adventure. And when you send them off to the adventure, you can't do anything at the start. So for example, you send them off to the adventure and they pretty much fight. They fight they fight until they win, or they fight until they die. And then they come back and you just either level them up, give them more armor, improve their stats, or get more heroes to go into an adventure with you. And you just keep doing that until you win. So when you send them into adventure, you can't do anything with them at first. So they just go to the adventure, they either win or they lose. And later on in the game, you'll get spells in order to be able to heal them or deal damage or like lower enemy defense and stuff like that. And basically you have 3 roads, so you'll have more than one hero. And you can send all 3 roads at the same time if you have enough heroes in order to send them. And what's really cool about the game is there's a lot of different types of armor that you can choose from. There are 3 classes. You can choose the tank, you can choose the ranger, which is the tank is basically metal and melee weapons. The ranger, you have like shotguns or bow and arrows, crossbows, in order to, you know, attack from afar. And you have your mages, wizards, sorcerers, whatever you want to call them, which is cloth and staves. And depending on where you put them in the field, so basically you have three positions. You have the front, the middle, and the back. You know, you do different things. You have magic spells that you'll be able to use later on. You'll need to have mana in order to use that said magic spells, otherwise you can't use them. There's a lot of different types of weapons that you can choose from, so it isn't just either melee, crossbows, or staves. There's a lot of different types of different things that you can use for each character. And the one thing that I did not like about the game is the numbers in both armor and weapons make no sense. I'm not going to necessarily spoil as to why, but basically later on in the game you'll find out that the armor types that you can make makes no sense due to like the stats on the armor, and it's kind of disappointment because there's so many different types of things that you can make, but yet if the number doesn't equal something that you want, you can't use it. So in order to make armor and weapons, you need to use materials. In order to get those materials, you have to send your heroes into adventures. And when they come back, they'll come back with the loot that you that they were able to acquire. You'll be able to see it in the little mini gameplay that I'll put on. But You have your town, which you can increase by playing the game. So for instance, you won't be able to make armor or make different types of weapons until you move further on into the game, obviously. You'll have different buffs that you can put onto your characters in order to send them off to adventures. And the game's actually pretty neat. It's got really great graphics, so it's just pixel art graphics. It's just super pretty. At least I enjoyed it. And it's got really good music, so I mean, as long as the music isn't annoying, it's pretty good music. And in my case, I didn't mind hearing the music at all. So as you can tell, you have the little dude back there swagging. It's pretty cool. There's also an option where you can send your heroes into a fashion show, and you have to be able to win by doing that, and it's actually pretty neat. Another thing that was a disappointment when it came to the game is when it comes to like upgrading your buildings and like buying new magic spells and whatnot, it kind of just like you're doing it like you're buying all these upgrades and magic, and then all of a sudden it just stops. It's kind of weird. But yeah, overall, I feel like the game's actually pretty neat. You can take there's different areas that you can take your heroes to in order to improve in your ingredients that you need in order to make things. And even though it is kind of repetitive, I don't know, I found it pretty neat. It's a super chill game. There's nothing that's gonna get you stressed out. Like for instance, if you're trying to kill a boss, or if you're just trying to get past an area, you can just go to the much lower areas to get better armor and weapons and then send them off. Like there's really nothing that's going to like stress you out in the game. So it's actually pretty neat. I found it fun. So overall, it's got great music. It's got great graphics. The mechanics are simple but easily understandable. It's got upgrades when it comes to your village. It's got quests/side quests that you can complete, and obviously some of it you would need to do in order to progress. It's got different heroes that you would need to get, more than just one or two. There are buffs that those same characters can get by completing side quests. And the bad thing about the game would just be, again, the numbers in your equipment make no sense. So even though you want to swag out your character, it's kind of useless because sometimes the numbers make no sense. But maybe it's just me that didn't understand it, to be honest. But like I said, if I were to give this game a grade, it would definitely be an 8.5 out of 10. It's definitely up there. It's fun. It is a little bit repetitive, but I don't know. I didn't really find any problem with it. And if I were to put a time on it, it would be like somewhere between a 15 to 18 hour game, depending on what you were doing in order to improve your characters and whatnot. But yeah, there isn't really much else to say beyond that. Hopefully you found this review helpful in some way. If not, I'm sure you'll let me know. And hope to see you in the next one. Take care.